Lamont Roach had a tremendous performance, and this was a performance that this man knew he had in him. He had a confidence all week going into this fight, and you all saw why he had that confidence. A great performance, Lamont. I know you're frustrated because you wanted the win. You felt like you won. So just thoughts on the fight, and after having a couple of minutes to decompress, what are your thinking right now?
I mean, obviously, I want to go back and watch it, but clearly in there, man, I thought I won. I thought I did enough to get the victory over a spectacular fighter. I told y'all from the beginning, man, that I got the skills to pay the motherfucking bills. I've been telling y'all that. And I'm just glad I got to show it, honestly. I'm glad I got to show it. I appreciate, like I said before, I appreciate true boxing media. Some guys that didn't count me out. So that's just how I feel, man. I think I won, and I can't wait to do it again. I can't wait to dance again.
All right, guys, raise your hand. We'll get you a mic. So try to be patient because we will try to get to you.
Hey, Lamont, over here.
What's up?
Yo, what's up? Hey, during this fight here, like, you showed the world that you didn't back down because, of course, leading into the fight, like, folks were like saying, oh, Tank's opponents get intimidated and everything like that. But, of course, like you said in the press conference, you ready to boogie because you already knew what it was, between you and Tank. So what did you think about, going into that fight as far as, like, going back and forth with Tank as far as, like, throwing more combinations over the course of those rounds?
I just think, going into the fight, I knew I had what it takes. Like I said, I knew I had a chin. I mean, I spar guys that were like junior middleweights, like current champions that was at that weight. So I know I can take a punch. He's twitchy in there. Like I do see why he knocked people out. I mean, like being up close and personal. Obviously, I seen it on the TV and shit like that, but I understand why he knocked people out. I'm not gonna tell y'all because y'all gonna tell him. But like I just knew that I can be in there, and I knew that I can do better than him to win rounds, win exchanges, because he fighting spurts.
Lamont, you want to come to the podium and answer questions? We'll bring you up to the podium, and you'll have media ask questions. Media, continue raising your hand. Media, continue raising your hand. Yep. They just want you so they could see you better. Yep.
Oh. Thank you. All right, go ahead.
Lamont, KG with Fight Hype. So right here, Lamont, in front of you. There you go. Thank you. So I mean, I gotta ask. When you think about this decision and it being a draw, and you think about what happened in the 9th round, how frustrated are you that wasn't counted as a knockdown?
Man, I'm not. Honestly, I thought I should have won without that being counted a knockdown. Look, I ain't the ref. I ain't really, you know what I'm saying? Like, if he had to wipe sweat out his eye, he had to wipe sweat out his eye. But the rules do state if you voluntarily take a knee, then that's an automatic 8 count. But it is what it is. I wasn't relying on that. I was relying on what I was doing in there. I think I was taking control. I think I was landing more shots. I think I was landing more power shots. And I thought I was doing my thing. So I'm not really that frustrated about that. But if that was kind of a knockdown, I would win the majority decision.
In the back, please.
Yeah, Lamont, this is Matt from Brunch Boxing. What explanation, if any, were you given about why that particular sequence was not properly called a knockdown?
I don't know. Did y'all see me in the ring tell him to keep counting? he started counting. I was like, why you stop? Like, keep counting. But I honestly don't know. I don't know. But I can't go back and change it. So,
Lamont, Sean Tell, congrats, man, on fighting a great fight. A lot of people agree with you that you did win the fight. Just can you talk about Gervonta's power? He got you with some good shots, but you kept staying in the center of the ring with him. A lot of other fighters don't deal with the power as well. How do you assess his power after being in there for 12?
He got decent power. He got decent power for sure. I ain't gonna say it's exaggerated. I told y'all I got a chin. I ain't going like that. It's just not gonna happen. But like I said, I see why he knocked people out, and I think he felt my power too. Like, I think that's what negated a lot of his shots. And once I took his best shot, I was like, oh yeah, it's time to roll. Walking into the ring, I felt like everybody had me fucked up, including him. And I think that's how I fought too. I think I got into a groove early. I ain't gonna lie. I was feeling it from the jump. I was feeling it from the jump. I was on timing today. I was on timing for sure.
Lamont, Urban Sports Scene. I got two questions. First, when I asked your brother what was 2025 going to look like for No Excuse, he said your father would become Coach of the Year. What you think about that?
I said that too.
Absolutely.
I've been saying that. That man a genius, man. That man a genius. He soaked up a lot of game from my cousin, man. My cousin Bernard Boogaloo Roach, and just to shout him out, man. I did this for him, man. We started this from the ground up. From when I first started boxing, we went and got our own gym, cleaned the gym up, and made it a gym out of a shed. Me, Boogaloo, and my dad. So, you know, he will be trainer of the year after this rematch.
And congrats. And can we get the rematch back in the DMV? You got some say now, bro.
Oh, that's a goodie right there. I hope so. I'm a bargain for that. I'm a bargain for
You
that.
should
for
now.
sure.
You ain't had no say in this one, but come on, bro.
Yeah, no question. I'm trying to do that.
Hey, Lamont. Hey,
What's up?
Congratulations on that performance.
Thank you,
I'm
thank
sure a
you.
lot of people were extremely impressed. Shakur Stevenson said that if you can't get the rematch, he has a championship fight waiting for you. What do you think about that?
That's why I love him. Genuine speaking, man, that's what I want to do. I want to fight the best fights. You know, like I said, hopefully we can get the rematch. If not, hopefully I can, more than likely we can get in there with Shakur because, you know, we already talked. And it's all about showing who's the best. It's all about good competition. And that's what I'm on. I'm in here trying to prove that I'm the best.
Andres Gomez, Cornerman Boxing. My question is for Lamont Roach Sr. Coach, how would you rate your son's performance and, you know, what did you think of the fight?
That's a good question right there.
Thank you.
I told him to go out there and be great, and that's exactly what he did. So he get A+ from me. We didn't get the decision like we wanted. It was a draw. We thought we won a fight, but that's boxing for you. But I'm so proud of him, though. You know, words can't explain.
From his dad, that's great.
What's up, champ? It's Barack.
What's up, Barack?
What's going on, man? For Ring Champs on All the Smoke fight. Congratulations, Coach. Congratulations, Lamont.
Thank you.
Now, you said you was on timing. You said he was great, Coach. But is there more in your bag? Because it only came up with a draw. It could be maybe the judges, whatever. It could be New York, who knows? But is there more in your bag? Off the top of your head, do you know that there's more in your bag?
100%. 100% for sure. What I said at the press conference, I got a big bag. Got a big bag. My bag deep for sure.
Hey, Lamont, Will, from Is What It Is Now. We spoke to you at the press conference, and I talked to you and asked you about the feeling of respect compared to disrespect, and you said it wasn't really that. What did you feel after that, after your performance tonight? How did you look at toe-to-toe with them?
It's still gonna be respect. At the end of the day, a lot of people don't understand that he didn't have to fight me. You know what I'm saying? Like he ain't have to. He's a superstar. He can fight whoever he want. He ain't have to fight me. When we signed the fight, he stuck to his word. We fought, and so I'm always gonna respect him for that. He gave me an opportunity, and I just really can't wait to run it back. For real, I can't wait. But it's definitely respect.
Over here, Lamont, Tiger Munn, DC News Now. We're at the end of the journey now. The fight's over.
Oh, it's far from over. It's far from over.
But can you just tell me, after the decision, after everything, walking back to the locker room with you and your team, tell me how that moment was.
I was pissed. I found myself getting like a little upset, but I shook it off. I got a lot of great people in my corner telling me that I don't need to have my head down, that I performed well. And, they just uplifted me because I ain't going to lie. I don't like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I don't win, then I want y'all to put yourself in my shoes. I thought I did a hell of a performance, and not to come up with the win. It's it's a little frustrating. It's a little disappointment. But I shook that funk. We gonna boogie again. We gonna boogie again.
Okay. Yeah. At what point in this fight was there a point in the fight where you thought where your confidence grew and you thought it seemed like when you started when you absorbed some of his best shots it seemed like your confidence grew and grew throughout the fight and did a little past history knowing what he does kind of come into this?
My confidence was through the roof yesterday. I ain't really like. I mean, I get in the mode. I get in my mode when I'm in. I get in my bag when I'm in the ring. But, bruh, I'm ready. I was ready. We could have fought a week ago. I was ready. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was ready. My confidence was through the roof before. It's still through the roof, and I just want to go back and watch it. I want to go back and watch it.
Hey, Lamont, congratulations, man. Great performance.
Thank you.
Dante's Boxing Nation, I just wanted to ask you, they talked about his power a lot, but I want to ask you about your power because it seems like you buckled him a couple of times and backed him up off you. So, what do you got to say about that? Because it looked like you met the challenge.
I think I'm cracking. Fuck, I've been saying that, man. I think I'm cracking. I'm really blessed to have the coaches that I have. We're working on a good game plan. Placing shots very well, looking for certain shots, being able to counter, and I think I was on timing, especially like in the perfect moments to land beautiful shots. Some of the shots that might have stumbled him or visibly hurt him. He's tough. He's a great fighter. He's tough. He knows what to do. If he does get buzzed, even if he wasn't buzzed, if it looks like it, he's still like, you know what I'm saying? Like he knew what to do.
Lamont, during the fight or after the fight right here, what kind of acknowledgement did you get from Tank that, hey, tonight you were my equal or maybe even the better man?
We exchanged words. He just said, good fight. I told him good fight. I honestly think he thought it was up in the air too. Like he said he thought he won. I think I won. We got a draw, so it's mutual respect for each other's skill level. It's mutual respect for each other's will too. It take a man to get in there and thump for 12 rounds.
Lamont, what up? It's Ak, all the smoke over here.
Yo.
Congrats.
Thank you, brother.
You felt like you won the fight, but when the fight was over, before the judges, before the scorecards came up in the ring, were you worried at all that maybe you wouldn't get the nod?
Y'all know something funny? When we was talking in like the 12th round, I think the 12th or 11th, we was talking shit, right? But he like, you ain't gonna win. I said, shit, why not? What you talking about? He like, they ain't gonna give it to you. I said, oh, is that right? So, that's how boxing work. It's sad to say, that's how boxing work. I'm not like totally upset. I figured with a superstar, you won't get too much on paper. But shit, I damn sure thought I had it. Especially when they announced the score for him. I was like, oh, they gonna give me a split decision win. I was like, oh yeah. I was like, oh shit, here it go. But as soon as I heard that 114, I was just like, damn, all right, it's over with. So yeah, man, it's just crazy. I ain't gonna lie. Like it's okay. We gonna run it back. It's okay.
What up, though? It's me, Stu, from the Shade Room, man. And I just want to say, interviewing you really reminded me of times of almost like Crawford, your composure. You seem very prepared. You seem very confident. Like you said, your confidence was through the roof. Do you think that your performance this evening, when I asked you, what was this going to mean to you, you said, well, the world would see you for who you are as a fighter. Do you feel your performance tonight was able to propel your experience in the fight game to the next level, and do you feel you were able to show the world who you are today as a fighter?
Most definitely. Tank's a world-class competitor. He's a pound-for-pound talent, and you know, for a fight that I think I won against him, I just, you know, I should be in those conversations.
Last question over here.
Mohammed Mubarak with EURweb.com. How would you rate your performance from 1 to 10?
Honestly, I got to go back and look at the tape, but right now I feel like I did a 10. after the final bell rung, I thought I did a hell of a job. Maybe after I watch it, I might, you know, deduct a few decimals or something like that. But I think I did well. I think I did very well.
I just want to say one thing. Let's give him a round of applause. You guys know now who Lamont Roach is. And Team Roach, thank you guys for a hell of a job. PBC, Luis de Cubas, Al Heyman, thank you. ProBox, Gary, thank you very much. And we'll see you very soon.
Yes, sir. And if any of y'all had me getting knocked out to all this, I'm going to go back and look at y'all pages. I promise you. I promise you. I promise you. I'm so glad the fake boxing media not here neither. Two-tone, showbiz, all that.
Calling them out.
Who? Ray Jackson? Fuck. Nah, I like Ray Jackson. Only because he's funny. Only because he's funny. Other than that, fuck two-tone. Fuck showbiz. I might, come on, all right. They don't know nothing about boxing. I appreciate you guys here. Thank you. And I just want to thank my Savior, Lord, my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, for letting me be here, letting me perform and do what I do, man. I'm so blessed. Thank you to my team, Gary, Robert, my dad, Big Ben, Clean, Coach D, Pancho, Zoe, Reggie, everybody, man. Thank you. We'll be right back for sure.
You guys, sorry for keeping me on late, waiting so late. I know it's about 2 or 3 o'clock. I done lost track of time, dates, and everything. Yeah, it was a spirited fight. And if you remember early on when we spoke at the Barclays, and actually on the All Access, I told you then, Lamont is a very skillful fighter. He can fight. He's from the area. In that DMV area, there's a lot of talent, and nobody wants to lose. Nobody wants to lose. So I knew it was going to be a hard fight. This has been going on forever. We all help each other. They know our strengths. They know our secrets. We know theirs, and vice versa. So that is what made for a good fight. I thought it was a great fight, spirited fight, and I'd like to see it run back again.
All right, any questions here?
Over here, James Well, Box Associate, Coach Barry. Of course, we talked about what you just said about the DMV area and how talented it is. And with, these two fighters, being familiar with each other from the amateurs, like we were talking about, like back in Rosecroft and everything like that. Like, what did you see there from Lamont Roach Jr. during those rounds where you pretty much felt like, hey, we needed to make a serious adjustment, like I would say in the second half of the fight?
Well, I knew he would be hungry. I knew he was going to fight extremely hard. I told you earlier, Lamont Roach was never a cheap date. So we knew that going into this fight. I thought there were opportunities when we were inside. We should have took advantage of a few things on the inside. But for the most part, this was a fight based on strategy. This was a fight. Actually, Tank thought it was round 8 when it was round 12. So if you notice, he moved the whole time. So, being in shape wasn't a problem. There were times that I thought there was a lack of focus. There was a couple of opportunities there for some counters, and we missed them opportunities. But for the most part, I thought it was a spirited fight.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, one more time I want to bring on Calvin Ford, who's also part of Team Tank, as we know. So if you have questions for either Barry or Calvin, again, feel free to raise your hand. But Calvin Ford here as well to answer questions.
Coach Barry, it's KG with Fight Hype. I wanted to ask you, Coach, from your vantage point, could you just give us what your perspective was of what happened in round 9 when Tank appeared to take a knee?
I can't speak to that, but because I don't have hair. But apparently, he had his hair braided, and they put some kind of chemical. I don't know if it's some whole juice. I don't know what y'all call it. But with the sweat and the heat and all, it ran down into his eyes. And when he came, he turned around, he took a knee, and he was complaining about his eyes burning. And when Calvin wiped his eyes, it was still burning. So that's what happened in that situation. That caught all of us off guard. In the amateurs, you can get away with that.
Hey, Coach Barry.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
All right.
This is Summer with Summertime Productions. I wanted to know if you agreed with the outcome of the fight and if you thought that them knowing each other and growing up together contributed to the performance.
Yes and no. I thought that Tank was boxing early on. I thought we abandoned our jab somewhat in the fight a little bit. But down the stretch, I thought maybe, I believe, 2 or 3 rounds, I can't remember, Calvin, was one of the rounds that,
We needed 3 rounds, and he it just went down. He just, like you said, we looked at 3 rounds. Barry was calling out, yo, I need 3. We got 1. I need 2. He got the 2, but he forgot where he was at. He thought he was still in the 8th round. He thought he still had rounds to go.
thought he still had rounds to go. He thought he was in the
good
8th round.
corner. He was good. We just couldn't figure out why he wouldn't pick it up.
Right. And so I think it was maybe a lack of focus just for a little bit, and we'll fix that. But nevertheless, I think that made that fight a draw.
This question is for Coach Calvin Ford. This is Matt from Brunch Boxing. Now, we know that Tank has talked in the past about retiring, leaving the game of boxing. As someone that's had Tank since basically he was a pup and you've raised him as a boxer and a man, what would you like to see Tank do after tonight?
I like to see Tank to do what he want to do. I said at the last press conference. Y'all got to understand, them guys been doing this since they were little. This might energize them again.
Oh, yeah. In fact, he backstage right now talking about he want a rematch. So,
backstage, you want to go to the gym right now.
yes, that's what he said. So I think that retirement stuff is out the door.
Yeah, so.
Chris Murray, Philadelphia Sunday Sun. I gotta ask this question in the sense that you said, this is for Calvin Ford and for Coach Barry as well. You said before the fight that you wanted to see him take his game to another level. What didn't he do in this fight that that you felt he could have done and whatnot, and pretty much opened the fight up to being a draw?
Well, like I said again, they've been knowing each other since they were little. And Roach, he stepped up for the cause. He stepped up. You know what I'm saying? And again, Tank history. I always sit there and tell you I don't like knockouts. I like punishment. You know what I'm saying? And then sometimes things got to happen to make you get back to where you belongs at. You know what I'm saying? And that was a good, skillful ass fight. Skillful. Both of them want to take certain chances. Some of them take chances. You know what I'm saying? It was like we was on a boat and it was just like this, But we thought he could have did more.
Thought he could have did more, and hat go off to Lamont Roach.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He was prepared.
Yeah.
There were shots that he took that the average person would have went out on, and he took pretty much. Tank was sitting on the uppercut, and he threw it, and he was able to catch some of those uppercuts. So yeah, you got to give him credit.
Yeah, so.
Hey guys, this is Will. Now what? It is what it is. Going back home, who's going to have the bragging rights?
Well, both of us back to they was at it again. Nobody won. Nobody won. He could sit there and say, I didn't get knocked out. That's the only thing that's good to say. I didn't get knocked out. Maybe that was his championship because he didn't. You know what I'm saying? He fought a brilliant fight. Salute goes off to him. You know what I'm saying? Tank was talking about retirement stuff. That might change now. We don't know. We have to wait and see.
To Tank's credit,
I don't know if you guys know, but Amanda Serrano suffered the same issue during a fight last year. Well, before the fight started, she got braids, the chemicals leaked in her eye, and her fight had to be canceled. Like on fight night. So whatever he was going through, I'm pretty sure it was real. Now, do you feel that Tank, because he's known as a knockout artist and he's shown the world that he's one of the best pound-for-pound punchers in the world, that he does start off slow? That's a narrative that he starts off slow, waiting for that one shot. Does he give away too many rounds early because of that?
Oh, you want me to answer? You answer.
I'll take it.
Oh.
I actually, if you notice, this time in the fight, instead of him just totally just standing, there were times where they looked like they were going to engage in inside fighting, right? And I thought he stayed there a little bit too long. But for the most part, he was moving a lot in that fight tonight. You know what I mean? And to move the way he was moving and to think it was 8 rounds when it was going into the 12th. You know what I mean? It let me know being in shape wasn't an issue. You know what I mean? I just think it was a lack of focus down the stretch. I thought and I asked for just a little bit more, turn up just a little bit more. And I thought we could have, done a little bit more damage.
And to piggyback on it, I think Tank did pick it up in the beginning rounds because they was both even. If you watch the fight, they was both watching each other. Sometimes they stood right in front of each other and was just trying to figure out where the holes was at. It was a very skillful fight.
And which is one of the things that when you fight somebody that you know that well, you don't have that advantage or that element of surprise because they know you just like you know them.
Coach Barry or Coach Calvin, again, this is KG with Fight Hype. I just want to ask you guys, because I've heard you both say a few times, during this conversation that there was a lack of focus. Prior to the fight, Tank had talked about retirement. We wouldn't call it a coaching change, and much respect to you guys, but, just a switch in what was normal for Tank. Where do you think the lack of focus is coming from, or what do you think impacted his focus tonight during the fight?
Calvin spoke earlier when he was saying that he wants Tank to do what Tank wants to do. And when you think about the fight as a whole, the little whatever that stuff is you say Serrano got in her eyes, I think once that happened, he started thinking about this stuff in my eyes and this man's still coming and I don't want to get caught with something. So I thought he started paying more attention to the juice running into his eyes than Lamont Roach himself.
Anyone else?
Raise your hand if you have a question.
Over there in the back, 1 second.
Coach Calvin, you was there with Gervonta Davis versus Lamont Roach when they fought in the amateurs. And how do you compare that fight to how they fought now? Was it a similar fight, or was it that much of a difference?
Funny that you ask. I seen glimpses of it when they was holding each other down, spinning each other. But it was parts in there, right? I really seen the adult side of him being a professional boxer. They was both being on point. You know what I'm saying? Lamont was doing what he was supposed to do. He really stepped up to actually do what he was supposed to do. He stayed busy. You know what I'm saying? Tank was coming back, said the same. I'm gonna pay. His shots, Tank's shots was incredible. He was hitting Lamont with some nice shot that, like we said, we thought he would have went out with.
And he took him.
He took him. And in his mind, he said, Tank is not going to knock me out. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a victory for him. And if you look at it, that was a very skillful fight that we watched. That Tank had to do 12 rounds.
Over here. Barry, I wanted to ask you, Tank said that he didn't want to get caught with nothing late. Do you think that Lamont Roach's power was bothering him at any point? Do you think that Tank was buzzed at any point during the fight?
He said to us in the back, he wasn't buzzed. There was, I don't know what round it was, and he fell in and pulled out, and Lamont Roach countered with, I believe it was a right hand, right? When he came back to the corner, he said, he caught me one time. And it definitely, he felt that shot. But for the most part, other than that, he thought that He could see most of the punches coming. That was the only punch that got his attention. Yes.
All right. Right there.
Hey, this question is for Coach Calvin. You often assess a number of the fights that Tank has had over the course of his career, and one of them that stood out to you was his fight against Hector Luis Garcia when it came to a skill perspective.
Oh, they were shooting that night.
Yeah. So here in this one, how does that compare to of
Like
course
that because their defense was real. If you watch both of them defense, man, both of them was letting some shots go. They just didn't want to take chances.
Yes.
They didn't want to take chances because they feel somebody can get seriously hurt. And when you did hear them throwing some stuff, everybody, ooh, ah. So I think Lamont used his jab more than Tank.
Yes, he did.
But other than that, Tank power shots was getting it.
All right.
Anybody else?
Congrats to you guys for completing this mission, first off. It seems like I can see you guys have a whole lot of love for Lamont because it seems like you're on both sides right now, looking at from both sides, coaching the fight. But I want to know, at that last second, were you worried that we might have lost this fight?
No, I didn't think we lost the fight. I knew it was close. Like Calvin said, I think I asked for 3 rounds. We need these 3. I need these 2. You know what I mean? He thinking that he got a couple of more rounds to go. But I didn't think, I knew it was a close fight. And I thought we pulled out the last couple of rounds. But nowhere in my thinking that I thought we were going to lose the fight.
No, but that never ran across my mind.
Yeah.
Because like I said again, both of them came up in the same era. Lamont was just a year behind him. And like I said again, it was a good fight.
And Barack, the reason why you heard, we got a lot of love for Lamont and his team and his crew. We end up giving credit where it's due. You know what I mean? I cannot take away, right, where this guy, he can fight. You know what I mean? And we're so used to seeing Tank knock everybody out. You know what I mean? When he goes the distance, you know what I mean, it's a shock. Or he lost.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so that's what, but I would never get up here in front of y'all or anybody else and tell a lie about this man couldn't fight.
Yeah.
I knew that going into it.
Everybody knew. Everybody said that. They knew. I even told y'all, I said, y'all think that, I said it. I said, this is going to be a good fight. And Lamont really worked hard. He put everything on the line. And I said it in the last press conference. I said, man, we're going to see a good fight.
That's right.
Coach Barry, Coach Calvin, you guys collaborated on this fight to get Gervonta ready. You both built world champions from scratch from the beginning, but there was a change in the coaching dynamic. The first 30 fights of Tank's career, Calvin's the lead trainer and everything. Did that have anything? Did any of the coaching dynamics? Because people will wonder that. Did it have anything to do with Tank? Not performing the way people are used to.
I'm not gonna let nobody put that in my head. I'm not gonna let nobody put that in his head.
That's right. And you say the first 30, if you go back to the first half of his career, I was there. You know what I mean? So, like he said, and if you look at the fight, we all was speaking the whole time. So, I don't think that was a factor.
Me neither.
I mean, I thank y'all for waiting and things like that. It was a good night for the sport. Didn't get what the decision I want, but we didn't get a loss either. So I felt like I won it. The last couple rounds. So it's cool. Lamont is a great fighter. Hopefully I can get that rematch because I know what I can do in a fight. But it's cool.
Okay, questions?
Okay.
Tank, it's KG with Fight Hype. I wanted to ask Tank, when the decision was read, the way that you reacted, it looked like you was upset. You slammed your gloves on the canvas. What was going through your mind when you heard the decision?
I didn't slam my glove on the canvas.
Okay, maybe I mistook from my vantage point, so that's my mistake. But what was going through your mind when you heard the decision?
nobody like a draw, you know, from a guy that get knockouts and things like that. But it's cool. I feel like if we fight again, I could do more, and I should have did more. I was lost in the. I lost track in the rounds. That's why we need what is it called? Yeah, man. I didn't know what round it was. Facts.
Tank, Eric Blum from DailyMail.com. First off, your coach just said, can you confirm, did you get your hair done 2 days before the fight?
Yeah.
Uh,
I ran water over it today, but I must ain't do it enough.
Can you describe what the feeling was like in the ring? And was it to get the towel out, to get the burn out of your eyes, or what was going on? And
I didn't want to get caught. I didn't want to get caught while my eyes was burning, and you know, like you can get knocked out like that. So I'd rather take the knee than But I didn't really know that you can like get disqualified for all that, or like when you start counting, I'm like, what the hell? But I don't know. It's cool.
Tank, how much does it hurt to have the draw on your record now? And do you think it's going to stand as some sort of like renewed motivation for you, like the guys were saying, as you proceed through these next couple fights?
Yeah, it just put food to the fire and things like that, fuel to the fire. But it's cool. It's cool. The draw is okay. It's all right. You know what I mean? You live and you learn. I definitely could have. That was on me too. That was on me for sure. Because I ain't pick it up when I supposed to pick it up. And I could have definitely did more. Definitely did more.
Gervonta, congrats on a good fight. You originally were going to call somebody out, you said, after the fight. But, since the draw happened, it looks like Lamont Roach rematch is what's on the horizon. But who were you going to call out? What was the plan originally?
I think he was here. He came in my locker room.
Shakur Stevenson?
He wasn't in my locker room. Next question.
Tank, congratulations, Barack from Ring Champs on all the smoke fight. Were you
He was with the
surprised?
light-skinned guy that was talking shit too, huh?
Who, the light-skinned guy?
Yeah, he ain't in here?
Where he at? I don't know. But were you surprised, because I know everybody else was, that Roach could take your power because you were throwing bombs in some of those rounds?
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool.
Hi, Gervonta. How are you? Amir Davis here. So I want to say great fight, amazing energy, great strategy. So following this fight after, what does preparation look like for you leading into the next fight?
I ain't gonna lie. I'm getting back at the gym in like a week. I'm gonna take a good, probably like couple of days off, but I gotta get back in the gym.
Thank
Ball ahead, pass it, man.
Yep. Hey man, Juan here from High 97. Lamont definitely learned stuff about you in this time, in this bout right here. What have you learned in this fight from Lamont that you could take forward in the next fight?
I could have stopped him. It's me. Definitely my fault.
Hey, Tank, congratulations.
Thank you.
So at the end, you talked about how the audience has like a love-hate relationship. Sometimes they love you, sometimes they don't. And obviously they were reacting during the fight. Did that affect your performance or confidence at all?
No, I wasn't really paying attention to the crowd. You know what I mean? I was more so. It's something we gotta work on in the corner, for sure.
Yo, Tank. What's up? Now, you were talking about having that period where you didn't like know like where the rounds was, because it seemed like at round 12 you kind of like looked and was like, yo, round 12, dang, you know what I mean? So like, what was it to like go through that particular process? Because you saw that you needed to kind of like step it up like right then and there once you realized it was the 12th round.
Yeah, again, that was my fault, man. I ain't pay attention to the rounds and things like that. Just a lot going on. But again, it was myself, you know. But you gotta go to the gym and, get back to the drawing board and, train a little harder. And definitely, I'm glad it happened now and not, no other way.
What's going on, champ? Listen, you're legendary, and I feel like giving an opportunity to a great fighter like Roach was amazing. At what point in the ring did you really feel his power or really feel a worthy component?
He caught me with a good shot, but it was times that I sat in there with him and I'm like, damn, this guy like super slow. Well, not super slow, but he's slow, and I could have took advantage of the moments. But I think I was boxing too much in the beginning, and when I felt like he was slow, it was just already late down the line type of thing. But I should have pressed the issue,
How you doing, Gervonta? This is Matt from Brunch Boxing. I wanted to ask you, earlier in the year you spoke about retiring after 2025. How does a result that maybe you weren't expecting or a result that you didn't think you deserve maybe change the course of your plans for your future?
Yeah, it definitely changed my plans. It definitely changed my plans. I probably got like 4 more fights now. For sure.
Hey, Tank. In the ring during the fight, you guys were really jawing back and forth at each other. What were you guys saying to each other? It felt like more than any of your other fights. It was a lot of jawing in the ring.
Just trash talking a little bit. You know what I mean? We didn't get too crazy, but it's a fight, man. He's from like my neck of the woods and things like that, and hats off to him. You know what I mean? It was a great fight while it lasted and things like that, and hopefully we get the rematch for sure. It'll be a better outcome for sure.
Chris Murray, Philadelphia Sunday Sun. Tank, was there a particular round in this fight where you thought you could have done better, you could have gotten him out of there, or you could have dominated, any of those rounds?
Yeah, I just felt like even if I didn't get him out of there, I could have worked more. I definitely could have worked more. Again, it was myself, and that's the only place that I could blame. So just get back to the drawing board, get in the gym, and work harder.
Champ.
Hi, Mr. Davis. Oh.
Champ, Andre Gomez, Cornerman Boxing. Champ, your last fight was about 9 months ago. Do you think that there may be a little ring rust, and could that have played a factor in your performance tonight?
Nah, not no ring rust, but I don't want to give it out, but I need to work on myself for the most part.
I don't have a question. I just wanted to actually thank you for your bravery. I myself have the opportunity to train, and I know it's not easy. And a lot of people like to judge, or they like to not give you credit. So again, thank you so much for all your hard work and dedication, because it's not easy, and we really appreciate you.
Yes, thank you. Did Lamont come in here? He came? Okay, good.
Hey, Tank. Congratulations on your efforts, and
I don't know where you at.
Right in front of you.
Oh, damn. My bad.
No, it's good. A lot of times when fighters mention the idea of like retirement, and you mentioned about therapy, that you didn't really want to lose that killer edge. Just the thought and the consciousness of that. Do you feel like kind of proactively thinking like that kind of hurt a little bit of that killer instinct, and especially fighting someone that you kind of viewed as like a friend? Like, was that really a little bit of that you spoke of?
I mean, it'd be cool, but like we'd be cool, but like once we get in that ring, it's like it's different, you know. But I don't know, fam.
Tank, what's going on with you? It's YG in Sports. What was your mindset going into the fight? Were you looking for the knockout, or I just want to know what your mindset was.
No, my mindset was definitely like trying to figure him out a little bit. I think I had it, but I did it too late. Like I did it too late. But my mindset was definitely just like outwork him, beat him up a little bit, then press the issue.
Tank, I just wanted to ask earlier, you said, hopefully you can get the rematch with Lamont next, but everybody looks at you as the face of boxing and as somebody who calls the shots. Do you want that rematch next? And if so, how likely it is that we're to see that fight happen again this year?
I'm not sure, bro. I'm definitely not sure, but hopefully we could get it before. Nah, it probably won't be this year.
Is that the one you want next?
It's definitely the one I want next, but it's not gonna be next.
What is?
You might say it in a minute. You definitely might say it in a minute.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up one more time for the WBA lightweight champion.
Coming out too. I'm sorry.
And Tank, final words just for fans that tuned in, fans that were here. Again, there's rumors that I think it might be the number 2 highest grossing event here at Barclays with when it's all said and done with breaking more records. So final thoughts on the fans that watched from home and were here in the building.
I just appreciate everybody that came out tonight. The good, the bad, the ugly. I definitely appreciate everybody that took that time out and showed support. You know what I mean? I'm nothing without, I want to say fans, but the supporters and things like that. And see y'all soon. I'll be back.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up one more time for one of boxing's biggest stars, Gervonta Tank Davis, the champ.